in high school, you thought they were triangles, bro. They were octagons.
There were octagons. You
Damn.
liked him, and he liked him, and she liked her, and this and that.
This and that.
Like it's like
and then
you made a whole star.
Yeah, you made a star. Everybody, listen. I know somebody else. I'm not gonna. I'm not. Do I call him out? I don't want to call him out. I'm not gonna call him out. I'm not gonna call him out. I'm not gonna call him out. This bro basically ran through the entire friend group. What's clapping, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Intervention. This is episode 18. I'm your host, BMG, here with my brother, my co-host, Clean Bean. We're back at it. Pop just dropped, but hey, we're back at it.
That's too well,
bro. Yeah, I usually ask you what you're watching, but we're gonna do a little bit of a change here. I've been thinking we move the anime talk, the what have you been watching, to the end of the episode. That way it kind of gives us a little bit more time to just jump right into the topic for today. You want to do that? That's okay?
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
All right, cool. We'll do the same strategy where we do the game after the talk and everything, but we'll save that talk for the end. All right. Let's jump into today's topic then.
Yes, sir.
Oshi no Ko.
Oshi no Ko.
Finally get to talk about it. I mean, to be fair, I've been mentioning it like every freaking episode, but
yeah,
it's for good reason, as you would agree, right?
I would definitely agree. It has definitely been one of the most important animes to me personally because it shines a light on the background of show business and of acting and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at behind the scenes of the interactions between people that create stories, the original creators of them, and how they get adapted into screenplays or maybe regular plays or even TV shows. So you're seeing like different nuances behind that area.
All while still surrounding a story that is very much supernatural in a way. Crazy. How do they do it? Don't know, but we're going to talk about it. If I were to, before we even jump deep in though, if I were to ask you to rate this anime, just simply because this was personally my personal anime of the year of 2023. This year it's a little bit more different because, there's other things that are out, but what would you rate this second season? And if you could, what would you rate the whole anime as a whole?
I'd rate it at 8.5, like as a whole and as the season itself. I would say it definitely has drawn a good engagement from just the whole anime community in general. Because we're looking at a different aspect of reincarnation, or like the isekai in a way genre. It's not, you're not reincarnated into another world, but you're reincarnated into
the same
one.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's very interesting because I'm going to ask you this as well. When I was watching the show, right, I wasn't expecting all those twists in the first episode. First episode was what, maybe about like an hour and 5 minutes, something like that. I don't know what it was, but it was something really long to the point where it gives you all of that time to really dive into the show and understand what it is. It sets the stage, but it's almost as if it does that in like 3 different ways. Like the beginning of it, you start off you're at the hospital, you're looking at the characters, I believe it's the gynecologist or the doctor, and you have the terminally ill patient.
Yes.
Who is suffering from the disease where she's going to die. And it's with those 2 lenses, but then obviously, it changes as we go through the episode. And then you're hit with like 2 trucks in a row. You got the truck that happens after, one of the characters, technically both of the characters die. And then you have another truck that happens later on when I dies. But even before that, there's like a truck in between when you find out that they're getting reincarnated into the bodies of, or I guess the babies of the person they're taking care of.
Yes, the person that they, the
person that the doctor was taking care of to help have the babies, right?
I would say right then and there is when their, I guess, paths aligned in a way. They wanted to hint at the fact that, okay, this isn't the last time that you're going to meet this person. You are going to eventually be a child of the superstar that you pay attention to and that you idolize. And just for them to see that, like, you have like that slither of hope
Mm-hmm.
right there, and it gets ripped out of your chest, almost like it literally was a gut punch when she dies, and it happens right in front of the people that you were trying to like, well, that were trying to help you as a, as a mother giving birth and trying to, you know, I guess deal with that, especially in like, a harsh business such as that. Like idols, they go through a lot of like scrutiny, a lot of, okay, my personal life is out there, and once that happens, it's over. Like, once you get just even a boyfriend, it's over. It's like, yeah, he's dead. He's the devil. Absolutely curse him and make sure he never lives again. Like that's how bad it gets.
Because you're right. Because like celebrities to this day, I mean, well, mainly if you really look more at like the K-pop, like let's say like Lisa from Blackpink or something like that. Just any type of celebrities get the same type of treatment as well. But like specifically when it comes to like that side of the fence, like K-pop, you'll see that the agencies and the organizations, the ones who are basically in charge, they don't want them to get any boyfriends. They don't want them to get any girlfriends because that'll basically ruin, I guess, the fantastical image of that person, right? That person is, it's supposed to be like an imaginary, like, oh, this is my crush. This is my celebrity crush. I want to be with this person. But if that person has somebody else, then you can't really have that imaginative nature. To be fair, there are those who don't give a.
Fair point.
It's true. They don't care if they have a husband or daughter. I mean, husband and daughter. They don't care. They're like, sure,
Yeah.
that's mine. Mine. Basically. I see it all the time in the comment section. You see it all the time too.
Oh yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
looking in the comment section. Somebody's commenting on like some video of like. First of all, I love Charlize Theron. I don't know if you know who that is, but
Yeah.
you know Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
I love that woman.
Yes.
To be fair,
That actress is.
yo, she got me smitten. But I'm not trying to say uh, that we don't experience that ourselves because we do, like Charlize Theron. But you see in a video, let's say like her perfume video, for example, you see the comment section of people like basically claiming her or saying that she's their wife and this and that. You don't own this woman. You know what I mean?
I'm like,
you don't. Hold on.
I'm like,
Pause.
pause now. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we all live in our fantasies, but we gotta,
Take a chill.
determine the two. We gotta separate them.
That's what I'm saying.
Fantasy, reality. Okay.
And that's why I give people, some props here and there. Like you could have your fantasies and you could have your imagination, which is why I understand, the agencies, they'll be like, hey, listen, don't date anybody. Or if you do, you gotta keep it under wraps. And it's the same thing with this show. Oshi Nicole. You got right, who, as we were saying in the beginning, comes to the hospital and everything is discreet. She is there to have kids. A kid. I don't know if they knew that she was gonna have twins at that time, but she was there to have kids discreetly because they don't want anybody to know because it would ruin her image. It would ruin everything. And I love that sort of duality between that sense of responsibility, but also that sense of motherhood, because how do you balance those two? You know what I mean? How do you focus on your children, but at the same time focus on your career?
Yeah.
It's complicated. And let me ask you this. Were you expecting the reincarnation to happen? Were you expecting the doctor, which I have his name here, it was Goro Amemiya, and you got Serena Tendoji, that was the one who was terminally ill.
Yeah.
Right? That one who ends up becoming Ruby, well, the doctor becomes Aqua, or Aquamarine is his full name. Did you expect any of that to happen? Like any reincarnation at all?
I expected a reincarnation. I just didn't expect the way that they did it, where it's like, okay, we're going to put you in the same world, but we're also going to make you the children of the person that you idolize. Like, no one, I don't think anyone has really thought of that in a way that, now, I could be wrong, but the way it was done was very unexpected.
It's interesting, and this actually kind of foreshadowing for a future episode that we plan on doing when it comes to isekais. This is one of those, obviously reincarnating into the same world, but it's still of that same genre. This is something that kind of just does something completely different, and it catches the eye and caught my eye really, really fast. But I think it was that first initial like time period of them, having the conversation and getting to know each other and bonding over and then her in the hospital. I thought what was going to happen was um, the terminally ill patient was going to be the focus of the story, and the doctor was going to be basically supporting her in her idle dreams, and I would help like push that. Like they would
Yeah.
meet each other, and there would be some kind of big happy family. Obviously, a happy family in a different way, but that's what I expected. I don't know if your expectations were any different.
Mine were like yeah, along those lines where you're trying to push the dream of a terminally ill person and hopefully like, allow them to extend their years beyond past what was expected. Because that would be like a very happy and tear jerking like story. I can actually see that being another anime.
It would have been a really good one too. I mean, obviously that's not what the story was, but that's a cool idea. Um, the story in and of itself has intrigued me in more ways than one, not just because of, the reincarnation aspect, but because of how, as you said earlier, they approach the entertainment industry. But before we even jump into that, um, actually, no, we can talk about that here because I experiences that as
Mm.
she's kind of coming up, right? She's coming up and having to deal with, the fact that she ends up getting pregnant, but even before that, dealing with um the long hours and getting exploited and having to do this and that, just to basically show face, to basically put yourself out there. She had to do all that.
Yeah.
And you see it as the episode progresses, that first episode. So you're already getting a taste of what the entertainment industry is like, what managers do, what the public is saying. And then after that we move into um, you know, the uh the story of the kids and how her relationship with the kids is kind of affected by her job. You know what I mean? Um, very realistic.
No, it is definitely very realistic. Obviously, like the only aspect that's not is them getting reincarnated and then um meeting the I forgot what the name of the character was. I think it's Tsukuyomi. The girl that basically knows that they're reincarnated. That
Oh,
yeah.
wait. Oh, you're talking about that kid?
Yep, that kid
Oh
that appears.
yeah. See, that's the interesting supernatural part as well, because I don't even know who the hell that is. Nobody knows who the hell
Yeah,
that is.
I'm
Who
like
is that? I'm like,
I looked up the name and like in on Mao and it says Tsukuyomi. I'm like, wait, are you trying to say it's like a god, essentially?
basically a moon god. That's
Yeah,
that's what Suki. I think that is right, right? I don't know.
I'm not
I,
positive.
I believe because Suki's the moon, right? Yeah, Suki's the moon. So Tsukiyomi, I'm assuming would have to be, well, I feel like Yami's God, right? Wouldn't it be Tsukiyami? I don't know. But regardless, she has some supernatural. She's some kind of supernatural being that is so untethered from the world, yet they could still see everything that's going on with the reincarnation and with life in general.
That that brings up I don't want to go too far on the tangent, but their eyes, specifically Aqua and Ruby's eye.
When they were reincarnated, and you saw the star in their eyes, that's what you're talking about, right?
Saw the star in their eyes. Now I see that that's like an animation type of thing where like I think the author is trying to display different times like of where a character feels emotion. So
Okay.
we see that displayed in multiple times with Aqua, but it's like a negative emotion to start. That was when after, I died and he's like on a crusade to go and figure out who killed her. And then we see that kind of flashy and like enjoyment type of, feeling. It's displayed through Ruby
Right.
when she starts to become an idol and start up her band, be Komachi again, and then like you're you see that enjoyment within the way that she acts, the way she presents herself, and the fact that everything's starting to come together. You have your two people, Kana and Memo-chan, I believe.
Mm.
Like everything was falling to place for her. So the eye lights up. The eye literally becomes like light. And for Aqua, who is feeling nothing but like just straight up sadness and anger, and that's all that he's using as motivation to go into like the acting school and get into the industry and understand who's behind this, who was like, in the works or behind the death of his mother, like stuff like that is it's important. It's important to building a character and noticing its breaking points. And we see that a lot specifically
with those eyes.
with those eyes.
I see what you're saying.
With those eyes.
No,
Those
I get that.
eyes come up in certain areas, especially for Aqua when he's acting, when he's acting with his whole soul. Straight up acting with his whole soul.
At least in the second season.
At least in the second season.
It seems like he was almost as if he was like nerfed. Not nerfed, but he was nerfing himself because he wasn't tapping into his emotions because, and we get some more context to this later on in the second season, where if he were to tap into his emotions, that would literally cause him to break down and I won't say crash out, but he would literally not be able to act simply because of the fact that it would revert him to the emotions that he'd feel or that he's used to feeling, which has to do with his mother dying and that hatred that he feels to kill or destroy whoever did that. But we'll get back to that eye conversation in a little bit because we have to actually talk about, the fact that after I died, right, and the person who killed her, we don't know for sure who it is. Actually, no, we do find out later on. There's like a newspaper that comes out. There's like information that comes out as well, but it's more than that. And like you said, Aqua does understand it. It's more than that because first of all, I's been fine all along with the kids.
Mm.
And a stalker comes to kill her. Like she's covered her tracks. She's done a great job. Was she just made a mistake now? Nah, somebody had to sell her out. And Aqua was smart enough to know this. To be fair, he still had his past memories. It was one of those reincarnations where you do have everything of the past life. Same thing with Ruby. So all of that experience and all that knowledge that he had from the past life is going to help him develop a sort of mindset that gets him to his goal. So he could see that. He's like, okay, clearly something's wrong here. Somebody must have set her up. Somebody must have sent this guy to kill her. Yep. So it was smart. I'm not gonna lie. And everything that he did from that point on to try and get information, I was like, wow, this is detective level here. And to be fair, it was perfect for the show because the show was about the nitty gritty of the entertainment industry as well, right? In addition to the fact that it's a revenge plot.
Yeah, in addition to the fact it's a revenge plot, it was about the grind and the hustle to get up to the position that you want to be in. Now, he didn't want to pick up acting, but for sure his sister wanted to be an idol. So regardless, you were going to see the grind of, getting up into the industry either way, because they go to that school for like, a bunch of popular people in TV shows and movies and ads, this or that. Like you see their face here and there, and they're trying to get exposure. Trying to get exposure for her dream, and he's trying to get exposure for his revenge.
And he had what's it called? They had technically because they moved in with I believe it was the manager, right? The manager who ended up taking the mother role in a way.
Yeah, she ended up taking the mother role.
But she helped facilitate those dreams. Like obviously Ruby wanted to be an idol, so and then Aqua, he already had child acting in his book simply because of the fact that he wanted to find a killer. So he had all that experience.
Yeah, he
already.
had that experience from
That's where he met Conor.
Yeah, that's where he met Conor.
Oh, you're talking about the other guy, the one who helped her out.
Who helped him out. Who helped him out with acting to understand like specifically how to properly, I don't know, present himself, portray his emotions, and get into acting.
It was Taishi.
Yes.
Taishi Gotanana.
Yes. He looked like he was basically the mentor, or like the masculine presence in his life that needed to be there to like hold him down.
Exactly. And he was the one who understood Aqua more than anybody else. At least it's from my perspective.
Yeah.
Because he understood what would happen to Aqua when he would tap into his emotions. Like he had all that information on lock. So he obviously experienced that. But getting all that context later does help. But like seeing that happen throughout the I guess the section where they talk about his like relationship, not relationship, but like when he met Conor, that's like the big moment there for me. I think that's what really shows, oh, Aqua really was attempting to do this. And he was, from the beginning, looking at newspapers, looking at information, asking people around the industry to get more information about what happened to I. Who did I know at the time? Who did she speak to? What organizations was she talking to? Which talent acquisition agency was she
And
in? It was La La La.
yes.
So all of this was very, very unique for its time. I was like, whoa, this is like some detective level crazy shit here. I love it.
Okay. That's good. Like I'm all for it right now.
We do move on
Yeah, we do gotta move on.
what's it called? The show, Love Now. Love Now is the reality TV show. I guess you can call it a reality, sort of love centric TV show that Aqua does get involved in. Ruby's going the idol route, but Aqua, he's trying to get closer to the I believe it was both Kana as well as the person who was directing, was it directing
I
the show?
believe was directing the show, I
I
believe.
don't remember if that was the case. I do know that he was there to investigate. Obviously, we know that, but I feel like it has more to do with the whole agency of La La La. That was the whole part of it, right? And I believe, actually, I'm not too sure if Kana is from that agency, but I think she is. I think that's the whole bridge for Aqua. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that's exactly what it was.
Okay. Um, we do get to see him sort of not tap into his emotions, but become the like icy cold type of character that he's like displayed as.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally he's like, very monotone, very straightforward, tries to give his feelings out like straight cut.
Wait, was that before or after though? I'm wondering
Before either way.
because was that the scene where they were like in this like shed or like some factory and he was like with a hood on and he had
Oh,
that's something else, right?
that was before the love.
Okay, that was before love. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that
that's good. That's good. Okay. But in Love Now, he was cold, but at the same time he was more expressive than what you'd normally see because he's on the show and he's trying to be I guess seen in a way, right?
yeah, in a way, I feel like he was more trying to facilitate certain characters, like to pop out. Like, for example, you saw Akane when he met with her and they're introduced. He's trying to draw out the best in her and trying to utilize her to get connections with multiple people and try to branch out and figure out what's going on. But I feel like he brings out the best acting and passionate feelings from her when he's around her. And I feel like that gets displayed both ways because we also got to see. I remember she was trying to replicate the type of face that I was like.
Yeah, I think that was right after he saved her, actually, if I remember correctly. And this is why I love specifically Oshinoko in that specific section, is because it covers cyberbullying in a way that's not necessarily seen in that light, right? Because Akane was trying to stand out amongst the other actors and actresses, and she couldn't. So in order for her to try and do that, she decided to create some drama, or in a way create some tension between her and other characters. And what that did was cause the audience, the ones who are watching this weekly episode, to bash her, to say that she's a piece of shit. She should apologize, XYZ, to the point where Conor really, she was planning on you were gonna have to probably like bleep this simply because YouTube, but like she was planning on jumping off a bridge and he saved her.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really just intricate because he didn't have to do that. You could obviously there's some ulterior motives as you're talking about.
Yes.
But like he really didn't have to do that. Like he was more concerned about figuring out what's going on with I's killer. And that was that. But like you just said, with the fact that she basically replicated I's personality in a way to sort of garner that love and faith from the fans after the fact, becoming apologetic, saying that she didn't mean what she did and what she said. It was, for me, it was surreal as well because I don't know if you agree with this, but Aqua was seeing I in her, and it was almost, I guess you could call it heartwarming.
It was heartwarming. He was trying to deny it at
He
first.
was.
He was definitely trying to deny it. Like no one's gonna replicate I like that. And once he saw some sort of spark, he's like, okay, I can try to use this girl. But then as we see, like you're pushing her to the edge at certain points, and now she's trying to, show out and shine. Then we see the backlash from the fans. We see, okay, it's really eating at her, and then eventually it's a serious toll on her mental health. And that even happens even on regular TV shows. Like we see even Love is Island, a couple of actors here and there, like just it's too much.
I've never seen that show. You watched it?
Yeah, I've actually watched a couple of seasons of it with my friends, and they said like it actually does get interesting at certain points. It does, but
I'll take your word for it.
it's more of it's more of a reality TV show, like through and through, compared to Oshinoko. But yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. After that, the Love Now show and everything that happens with the fact that it does eventually end. It comes to an end. A lot of the actors and actresses do end up getting picked up for the play, and this is what happens in the second season.
yes.
But by that point, right, we're getting information about everything that happens with. Trying to remember who that guy's name is. Do you remember the guy that Aqua DNA tested?
Oh yeah. First he DNA tested the person that he thought was his could be his possibly his
His father,
father,
yeah.
and
It wasn't him.
it wasn't him.
But he decided to use kept using that method, and he kept going to see if he could finally pull something. And that information led him to the play that he was going to pick up. So it was all part of a plan. Like he was going to go in there and find out what the hell is going on with the person who's running the play. The person, I think, was either the director or the producer. One of the two. He had to figure out what's going on.
Yes.
So we're going to move into the second season, right? We're in the second season. Ruby, by this point, has already created or crafted a friendship with Kana and the other girl. I forgot her
Yeah,
name.
Memo.
Memo, yeah.
Yeah, Mem.
Mem, yeah. Blonde hair. I think she was a YouTuber at the time.
Yeah, YouTuber. She's older than the other two. I think she's like 20 something, 23, 24, 25.
Something like
area.
that.
But yeah, she was more of the, I guess, the stable and level-headed person out of the three compared to Kana and Ruby. Because Ruby, you're brand new, you're trying to, like, things are exciting and coming at you very fast, and the highs are high, the lows are low. For Kana, she's very experienced and thinks that, like, she thinks she's, very experienced and can, nothing is unexpected for her. But when certain things do happen, that, you know, hits her in the face like a, truck.
And it happens in the second season because she doesn't think that she's ever going to get caught off guard because of that experience that she's had with a child acting and how she's kind of like been through the ringer. So nothing would surprise her, and I love the second season simply because it's not just, obviously you're highlighting Ruby and the whole Beat Komachi thing and bringing it back, and then also talking about that. But in addition to that, the play that's in the beginning, everything that's happening there, you're seeing a rivalry build, not just between Kana and Akane, but also Aqua and the other character, the one that ends up being his so-called half brother that he finds out later on, which was for me the biggest jump for me. I was like, huh? That was a cliffhanger for me. I was like,
It was. I
dude.
think his name is Psyche.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was cliffhanger where they figure out, okay, yeah, you're basically my half brother. Now, there's more to that story that we'll eventually get into. I'll add on for the end performance because I do want to talk about the end performance of the play when they first got it.
Mhm.
First, I want to talk about the person that made the play, Tokyo Blade, the
Oh, right,
manga.
right.
Yes, Akebi. She, like most people that create, original work, you want to see it portrayed in the way that you want it to be.
Correct.
Now, the only thing that sucks is that you have to remember there's limitations of what you can do compared to a book and a movie and a play. There are certain things that need to be either cut because of the fact you don't have that time span, or certain alterations to characters that you may have to do. That's the worst part is you really don't want to touch the characters as much as necessary, except for maybe change a couple of dialogue lines here and there. But if you alter it too much, it starts to shift the character entirely.
It changes the story
Yes,
in
it
a way.
changes the story. We see that shift with the one Akane was acting as.
Right. She
I
didn't.
remember that.
She could tell because she didn't feel a good connection with the character and what was written as well in the script. And
Exactly.
to be fair, so did the person who created the manga in the first place. And you're right. Like, how do you compress? You take a book, right? How do you take a book and compress it into a movie while keeping the authenticity of the characters and what they do and what they say? Like, there might be certain expressions or certain words that they say that works better in a book but won't work in the play.
Right.
How do you do that?
For play, for movie, for TV show, like all of that are different aspects that you have to consider because of the fact that it's not gonna be a 100% authentic to what you want it to be. You have to come in with that mentality saying like, okay, I understand my work is gonna get altered, but as long as the general message and the characters they try to stay true to who they are, it should be no issue. It usually should be no issue. But we saw Akebi, she just did not want any of it. No alterations, no nothing. She wanted to change everything out the gate. And even the person that was making the directing the screenplay, he was he actually liked her work. He actually read it and was trying to mold it so that it works. And
She just didn't like it.
no, she just didn't like it.
And to be fair, like, I understand where they're coming from, but I love the way that they handled the situation because she obviously blew up. She was going to completely scrap the entire thing because you know how they could do that because they have the rights to it.
Yes.
And it really came down to Aqua and a lot of other people talking to her, like also her friend. I remember she had a fellow author,
Yeah, that was the one that did
the one that did the play, right?
that
Not
not
the
the
play,
play, the TV show, but
the TV show. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like she saw how her friend's work got destroyed like that,
Mm-hmm.
and was like, no, that's not happening to me. I'm gonna put down some boundaries, and it's like those boundaries kind of put yourself in a position where now you're not even gonna make any profit from it as well.
It also didn't help that she was practically like I won't say like a neat, but she was always inside. She never really spent a lot of time trying to communicate with those who are going to be putting out the stuff that she's making. So that's also a part of it as well. But the fact that she was able to speak with her peer and get over that hump to be like, all right, now I gotta meet this guy halfway. I have to talk to this dude who's literally adapting my manga into a screenplay. It's a whole different ball game, and that's what I love about this part is because you see everything that happens within production, how it goes from that section and then it moves to here, the next section, the screenplay is written, then you got the producer, you got the director, everything that happens is so in depth. It kind of teaches you everything that happens in the real world with fantasy, even though it's
Yeah, like it's not gonna be 100% accurate, but it definitely does give you a gist of what
that's how the
goes
world
behind.
is.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
how the world is. Like it's not gonna be, I don't know, movie happens in 3 months. Like no, this takes time. This takes years sometimes of preparation that you need to consider and collaboration with other creators.
Fact. What did you like the most about the play? Let me ask you that.
Mm. Easily, it was just it was between the designs and the acting of the characters. Akane for sure killed it. Kana definitely brought her game as well.
Yeah.
And even your boy Taiki, that man has like some like I don't know, some trigger, some like flip
Oh,
on.
flip on, flip off switch, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
because he's straight up like monotone, nothing to him at all,
Timid.
like the same
Like,
way.
yeah, he seems like a very quiet dude, chill, got the glasses, like he doesn't really do much. And as soon as he hits the stage, it's like, who is
Yo,
this
I'm
guy?
here, bro. It's like, yeah, I'm Channing Tatum, or I'm, I don't know, bro.
Something.
Like, like it's crazy, bro. I don't know.
But no, you're right. I think I'm in agreement there. I think that my personal favorite part, or I guess my favorite thing about the play was how they had it set up. You know, just the fact that it was a moving stage and all the components were very unique. Um, and also how you were viewing it within the anime, but also outside the anime. You're watching the anime, you're seeing the play happen, but you're also seeing it from the perspective of the audience.
Mm.
So you're an audience, but also an audience. So this is like some fourth, like, I don't even know what to say, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what that is,
I don't
but
even know what to say. What do I call that? But it was cool. It's like watching TV, but you're also watching another TV in the TV. So it's like,
it's just,
you
it's
know,
like you're there within the audience experiencing what's
facts,
happening,
facts.
and then it shifts to the regular, like view of the character when
Yeah.
you see certain things like alterations to the play, like some of them have to go off script because of certain mistakes that were done, and that's
Mhm.
fine. But that's what actors do. They have to think on their feet.
It's good that they do that anyways, because I think what even triggered that in the first place was the rivalry that they even had, right? That rivalry that we spoke of is what drove their acting to the next level.
Hmm.
And I think that's also another unique bit because I feel like that happens in the real world as well, because we don't really see all that. You know, we're watching, I mean, plays and um plays and musicals aside, right? Let's just keep movies in mind. Looking at movies, you see what you see, and that's it. You don't know what happens behind the scenes unless you see some special edition of the movie where it's got some extras. Nah, you get to see that, but you don't know if they improv half of it or if they were having a battle with another actor. But
Hmm.
you're not going to see that.
Yeah.
You're not going to see that. In their minds, it's completely different. So that gives you that perspective. It's like, whoa, there might be some more stuff that's happening here that we don't really see, you know? So different perspectives. It's crazy.
Um, I can 100% say that after after that scene with Aqua pouring his whole life
Soul.
out again, like yeah, that was definitely the point of I want to say where he was breaking. He was breaking. Like he didn't know what to do but to just pour out how to tap into his emotions, should just pour out whatever he had left. And that was the turning point within the season for me. Like, because we got to see eventually when he meets up with Taiki, like, okay, and he believes that his so called father
Mhm.
is dead, like in a double suicide with his, what would be his wife.
Right.
But it turns out that it's not actually his father.
Mhm.
That's Taiki's father,
Yep.
but y'all share the same mother, which is kind of
That's
weird.
that's the thing though. I'm not
Wait,
too sure if I
wait, do they
understand
share the
that
same?
because I don't know if
Yeah.
they share the same. I think it's just the same. I think it's the same father because
Wait, isn't wait, but
I think it's the same father, different mothers.
see,
That's what I think.
okay,
The reason why I say that is because um this is kind of a little weird, but so I had what, purple hair?
yeah, I did have purple hair.
We see later in the season, when Ruby goes to visit uh their mom's grave, we see a man who seems to know who Ruby is walk by her, not say anything to her at all.
Yeah,
And he's blonde.
yeah,
So the assumption would be that that is the father
yes,
simply because he's blonde. Aqua and Ruby are blonde.
Okay.
Taiki's not blonde. So my assumption is that Taiki's mom, since he has dark hair, is of dark hair.
Okay. So you're saying just the same father, but well, why is he under the impression that they have that father? They have like the one that died of suicide. That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's a little bit complicated because we don't really see what happens in between those time periods, right? Not yet, at least. So we don't have that information. So it makes sense. We see what they're well, not what they're seeing, but we see his father with the blonde hair, but they don't know.
Yeah.
So they're already in the clear.
Yeah, that's
but we're not in the clear.
Yeah, we're not in the clear, but Aqua is already under the impression of, hey, that's a sigh of relief. The person that killed my mother and orchestrated what's done is dead. I don't have to worry about anything. And you see him start to change, and even with his relationship with Akane, he's like, okay, I understand now. Like, I can't have her in a relationship and like just half-ass it.
Oh yeah, he understood. He was practically using her. He understood that.
Yeah. He understood. He's like, I have to look out for me. I have to actually want things and want to maybe start a family, maybe fall in love, maybe pursue my career in acting, even if it was just only for a selfish need or like quote unquote selfish need. I don't consider it selfish. I consider it, pretty strong and
Definitely.
Yeah.
Very emotional. Just seeing that, and this is a harking back to the eye thing, right? The star in the eye. When Aqua, he felt really relieved. He felt like he could just do his own thing now. Revenge was no longer on his mind. That star disappeared. And you see these clear blue eyes that seem like they've been reconciled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the duality, bro. It's crazy because he is fine, but then as you see at the end of the season, Ruby's doing great up until she finds the body of the person that she idolizes, which was the doctor at the time. She wanted to become an idol because she wanted to be able to meet that doctor one day, and honestly, I think she was practically in love with him.
Wait, no, not like I'm saying. She idolized and then
Well, yeah, no,
was in love with
but she also was in love with him
idolized. Yeah,
because he saved her. Well, not saved her, but he was basically keeping her alive.
yeah.
So
It was basically keeping it alive. Yeah,
oh, I see what you're saying. Idolize, idolize. But
yeah.
I think she actually respected the doctor to the point where it just changed into love.
Mm.
Because to be fair, that's kind of how it was portrayed at the end of the season.
Yeah.
That she was actually into him, and she, uh, you know, would want to actually be able to give an autograph and show him that she made it, basically. But then she finds his body, and that cliffhanger, bro. I'm telling you, every single cliffhanger of the season was crazy, but that one, whoa. I was like, damn, what's gonna happen next episode?
It's gonna be a little different because like you see even within the music video that they were shooting where they were in very cold conditions and they're like trying to make it like they were in springtime or something. I don't even know why they do that. Like they're really harsh for that, but you see her eyes get utilized by I believe it's the producer, the music producer.
Mm-hmm. I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, her eyes get utilized within the music video, and it adds like a whole new feeling, a whole new like view to the perspective of the characters. And even her fans are just eating it up. Like the music video blew them up, and now they're starting to. You saw they started to do some YouTube videos with other people, or they started to do some, okay, here's look at my routine or this or that. Like they're starting to gain more traction just from her becoming evil. Like just
It's crazy.
like
I mean, I don't know if it's just from that, but like it seems like it's a part of it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
just falling into despair.
But the question is, how has that impacted her behavior? because now her mannerisms seem to have changed and shifted more to along the lines of how Aqua was the entirety of the season, the first season, up until like season and a half in on the second season. Um, and now Aqua's fine, but like now, Ruby wants to find who killed this doctor and maybe even who killed her mother
Yeah.
and freaking kill him. That's what it seems like. What does this mean? And Ruby understands because I think she knew she's starting to catch on now that Aqua was already trying to find this person.
Yeah.
Now Ruby's like, I hope Aqua finds it. What does this mean? How does this impact the story for the next season? You know what I mean? Like what's gonna happen?
I don't know. It's a lot set in motion because now you're setting all the burden and the expectations of solving the mystery onto Ruby,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like, okay, you're gonna give her clues and she's gonna be the one to you know figure it out and go behind backs and try to see who's handling this nonsense. But like
You
other
know what I
than
think's
that,
gonna happen?
huh?
I think Aqua is gonna catch on very quickly to Ruby's. Well, obviously, makes sense because they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna catch on, and he's gonna try and see if he could intervene. He's gonna try and see if he could either stop it because by providing some relief, basically saying, "Hey, this is what happened." But then I think that Ruby is gonna stumble upon more evidence that puts Aqua back into his zone, and they're both gonna be after
Mm.
like working together. To be fair, Akane was also included in that. She was
Yeah.
technically like whole crazy how Akane is like super detective like where she could almost practically guess that they're the kids of I and almost practically guess that the killer is alive still. Like she is just on some crazy level type right there.
Yeah, she's
But
definitely on.
um, I think that's what's gonna happen. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna happen. I'm thinking maybe I might want to read the manga, but I might just wait because they're doing a spectacular job with the animation and they're making the show really, really well for me. So should I just wait? Who knows? We'll see.
Okay. Um, I do believe the only way for it to happen is if Aqua shares that, hey, I'm that doctor that you fell in
I
love.
don't know if that's gonna happen.
No, it's not. I know it's not
Oh
gonna
yeah, I know
happen.
what you mean.
I
Yeah,
know it's not gonna happen, but I feel like the only way they're going to
like Ruby's
work
to
to
calm down or work
yeah
together. You mean?
work
I think they
together.
can still work together without the him giving that information because they can be going for I's killer.
Okay, yeah, technically, yeah, you can do that. I just wanna. I hope they do it in a way where it doesn't cause them to shift or like doubt each other, if that makes sense. But I know
I
it's
understand.
gonna.
I understand.
It may happen, make it a little rocky. So
I'm just so curious. Bro, the show is crazy, and that's why we had an open episode for this. But hey, that's Oshinoko for you. Are you excited for the third season?
yes, I really am. I'm really hoping that it comes soon. I don't know if there's just some announcement like
I'm not sure. I
I
haven't
haven't
seen
checked
anything yet.
anything.
I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it were to come out like next year if they keep up with the whole what's it called? Like wasn't it Oshinoko the summer of last year?
I believe it
I
was.
think it was summer of last year. If it was summer of last year and then they did this summer of this year, so I would assume that summer of next year
Yeah.
they would pull up with the third season. It's possible they might push it back a little. It really just depends. Yeah. But yeah, that's Oshinoko.
Sounds good talk.
You ready to start the game for today?
Yo, let's get it. I'm excited for this game.
We got some anime intervention trivia, multiple choice questions.
Okay. Multiple choice. All right.
You want to start or you want me to go?
No, you can hit me.
All right. Here we go. In Spy Family,
Ooh.
Lloyd Forger has a secret identity. Is it A, Nightfall, B, Agent Bond, C, Agent Twilight, D, Silver Fox?
See Agent Twilight.
C, Agent Twilight. That is correct.
You know how it is. I'm here, bruh.
That's what's up.
I'm here for this work. This
All right.
dub. Okay. So, in Bleach,
Okay.
Get to it. What are the name of the high-ranking Arankars that were former espadas and have lost in battle?
Gotcha.
Is it A, Pequeño Espada, B, Poquito Espada, C, Piperón Espada, or D, Pedo Espada?
It's gotta be C, Privaron Espada, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Peperón
All
Espada.
right, all right.
5 sword.
Okay, get ready for this next one. In Jujutsu Kaisen, which of these moves is a distortion in space that occurs when cursed energy is applied within 1/1,000,000th of a second of a physical hit? Is it A, domain expansion, B, black flash, C, idle transfiguration, or D, cleave?
Damn. B, Black Flash?
That's correct. It's B, black flash.
Okay,
You up.
because I was like,
let's go.
I'm like, it's not domain expansion.
Domain expansion.
I'm like, wait. Okay, got it.
Swamp of Serenity. If you know. If you know. Kermit fans out there. Yo. All right, hit me with the next one.
All right. So in Food Wars,
Okay.
what is the name of the dorm Yukihiro Soma, or the MC, was in?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Was it A, North Pole Dorm,
North Pole is crazy.
B, Polar Star Dormitory, C, Cooking Novice Dormitory, or D, Buns and Thighs Dormitory?
What is I'm gonna say it's B. You said it was was it Polar Star? Was that
Yes.
it? That's the one?
Polar Star Dormitory.
Dormitory, that's the one, right?
That-
All right,
that's
that's
the
cool.
one.
That's the one. All right,
That's
cool.
the one.
That's good. That's good. Good win. Good win.
Sir.
All right, ready? In Tokyo Ghoul,
All right.
which of these organization acronyms is the one that fights against ghouls? Okay.
Ooh.
We got the CCC, that's A. B, CCG. C, CGC. Or D, the GCG.
Yeah, what the hell? I don't even remember. C? The CGC?
No, it is B, the CCG, Commission of Counter Ghouls.
Damn it. Got one wrong, bro.
That's one. But it's okay. It's good. It's good.
Okay. All right.
All right, hit me with the next one.
Okay. In Full Metal Alchemist,
Okay.
Mace Hughes, he's a lieutenant, right?
Yeah.
So he carries around with him a picture of what? Is it A, meat, B, Roy Mustang, C, a group of his comrades, or D, his wife and daughter?
I'm gonna go with, damn. You know, I can't even remember. I'm gonna just go with D, wife and daughter.
That is correct.
D, wife and daughter. All right.
That man was obsessed.
Obsessed, right?
Rest in peace, my boy.
R.I.P. R.I.P. All right, so I got my last one here.
All right.
In Seven Deadly Sins,
Oh no.
Meliodas has how many brothers? Is it A, one brother, B, two brothers, C, three brothers, or D, five brothers?
What the hell? I don't even. I'm gonna go with A1.
It is B. I'm just kidding. It's one.
Thank you. I was about to lose my now. Listen, I haven't watched it in a bit.
Technically, it's two, but it's
Technically, it's
one because Estarossa, if you remember him,
Okay. Okay.
but realistically, it's one. It's just Zedrus.
Yeah.
I think that's his name.
Okay. Okay.
or Zeldris. Zeldris, is that his name? Zeldris, Zedris,
I
something like that. But it's the guy with the black hair. You remember him?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. He's basically like Meliodas' his like size and everything. He's got like the
Man got the Sonic the Hedgehog haircut. Well, sorry, no, not even Shadow.
You know, he kind of does look like Shadow the Hedgehog. Now that I actually look at
Shadow the Hedgehog.
All right. So, hit me with your last one.
Okay. So you remember that anime ID Invaded?
ID Invaded, bro. Yo, that anime was a trip.
That anime was a trip.
I can barely remember what happened though. Like in terms of plot, I just know that this guy was invading people's psyche.
Indeed, he was. So, in ID Invaded, the main character was able to tap into a killer's unconsciousness
Yes.
and see fragmented parts of their psyche
Correct.
in digitally, like a digital form.
Okay.
So, in this mental plane that allows him to solve cases, what is the name of it?
Oh, this is gonna be tough. All right, let's move.
Is it A, ID Well, B, ID Pond, C, ID Frame, or D, ID Source?
Oh, this is actually tough. I'm gonna go with A, ID Well. That's correct.
That's the correct answer, my boy.
Let's go. We here.
The work. The work.
That's what's up. Popping it. That's good. I like that. That was the first time we did multiple choice anime trivia. We might have to bring that one back. I like that.
Yeah, I like that, man. It's not bad.
Because at least gives us the choices instead of having me go through my brain. I can barely remember shit when it comes in. We watch so much anime. I'd be not, bro. I can't remember anything.
I have to go into the vault, the back of my mind, start scratching. Like I don't understand.
We're at like 500. I'm not thinking like 500 watches right now, or 550 anime watched. It gets to a point where they're like all blurred together, and you're like, what is what? Only the ones that stand out, like the big ones that we obviously never forget. But all the small ones, it's like, what was that?
It's like what was that? It's like, oh, it was that one. That one was good too, but like I can't picture it.
Can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we close for today, can I ask you, what have you been watching?
Ooh. Listen, not gonna lie, I've been getting to it. You got Don to Don.
Oh, though that opening,
That opening was fire.
crazy.
Creepy Nuts, you doing your thing.
Doing it.
You doing your thing. We have. I've watched My Hero. I'm like catching up on it because
Okay, I still need to go back because the season ended, right?
Yeah, the season ended. We're also watching Blue Box or Anohako. That one is actually intriguing.
That's the romance one, right? With the sports and
the romance one with the sports that we mentioned from before when we were talking about upcoming animes.
I gotta see that one.
Yeah, not bad.
Anything else?
Also, I've been watching what else? Oh yeah, Welcome to the NHK.
Oh, you watching it?
Yeah, I heard it was underrated, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what it's about. Came out in like 2008, I believe, and it's like this secret organization that supposedly is supposed to purposely make people into neats. And
Oh, like that's their goal, like make them all neats.
yeah, that's their goal.
That sounds like a great life. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What? The main character is trying to get out of that neat life, or at least there's a person that is trying to bring him out of his neat life, right? And I do think he's taking steps towards it, or like it's supposed to like get a job or implement himself into society. Job application? I'm allergic to that.
What's that?
What's that?
Nobody
bro?
even responds to applications, so I don't know what that is.
What's that, bro? Yeah, but it's supposed to be, I guess, an accurate description of a 22-year-old, which I am 22 with no job.
That's crazy.
That's
Well,
crazy.
you're still in school though, so
Yeah,
you'll
I
be
am
good.
still in school, but still, regardless,
All right.
I like it. So
Okay, that's good. That's it.
yeah, that's it. So
Now
far.
for me, I got So obviously I'm like you said, Don is there. I ReZero started.
Oh shoot, yeah, I do got
It's
that.
crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started Sword Art Online, the alternate. And it started off pretty good. Not too bad. It seems like it's just like picking up where I left off. Not really much of a refresher, but it's whatever. You got Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Don Machi. Kicking off it's kicking off pretty well. Kicking off pretty well. You got there's another one. I didn't watch Dragon Ball Diamond yet, but I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
But these are the anime that are coming out this season that I'm watching, and there's more on the list as well. Like Blue Lock. It's second season, which is good. But Nier. Second season finished last season, right? The first season, remember I told you I put it on hold, I was going to go back to it because they took like a little break or whatever. I went back, finished the first season, like I was like at episode like 5 or 6, finished the first season. I'm almost done with the second season, bro. Bro, when I tell you, this is crazy. I don't even know how to properly describe how not lost, but like, okay, I am lost in the sauce. I'm lost in the sauce. I don't think you understand, bro. Because
you've lost.
Remember, I played the game, but I didn't play all the other endings. I only played the first ending. I was told that there was like an ending for like every single letter of the alphabet or something. I don't know what it was. Yeah. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm in the comments if I'm wrong. But I watched the first season. The first season is basically like everything that I did in the game. And then the second season, I was like, bro, what? What is going on? What is happening? And there's some serious existentialism talks in this show. It's crazy. Like androids, machine life forms. Are they the same? Are they different? What is the point of existence? Is killing a machine the same as killing a human if the machine has emotions and is basically seeming like a human?
What in the philosophical?
And you see people like androids and robots or machine life forms die, and you're like, they're just dying left and right, but they have emotions, so they seem like real people. So you feel for them, and you're like, wait, am I supposed to care for these people? What about humanity? You know what I mean? Crazy, absolutely crazy. And as I'm continuing to watch it, I'm almost done. I have 3 episodes left. But as I'm continuing to watch it, I'm starting to realize that this might be one of those sleeper shows that people need to watch.
Okay.
People are dying in this, bro. It is crazy. Way more emotional than I expected. But that's all I had to say about Nier.
Okay.
You're gonna have to get to it eventually. Just put it on your list. I'm telling y'all, give it a chance. In the comment section, give it a chance. It'll be worth it. That's all we got for today, right?
Yeah, that's about it, bro.
All right. Oshinoko episode is finito. We're chilling, homie. I know our cameraman in the back is definitely feeling this. He's like, bro, y'all been talking about Oshinoko this whole time. I'm so glad this episode is done. We might have to mention it again next. I'll get him.
Don't do it.
But thank y'all for sticking around if you've been doing it this late. And we'll see you next episode. Anime Intervention out.